Hey Facebook family, how are you today? Coming again live. It's going to be on YouTube as well, and I am doing a 3-part series today, part 1, 2, and this is 3. And the topic is married and alone, intimacy, anorexia. So many marriages are dealing with being alone. They're in the marriage, they have the paper to prove that, but they're not experiencing what marriage is supposed to be like. The intimacy, the closeness, the connection, the transparency, the love, the fun, the sexual connection, relational connection, all the beautiful things that comes with marriage, because marriage just takes a lot of hard work and take two people that are committed to working on the marriage and putting in their best self. But that can never happen unless people are working on themselves individually. Unless you're working on yourself individual to become self-aware and be conscious about what you brought into the marriage that might be a problem, you really can't have those levels of intimacy. And it's sad when you see one person doing everything, but the other persons are just unaware. And the truth be told, all of us come from different pain and different background, and we bring different things into our marriage. And a lot of times the only way we pay attention, if there's a crisis, if there's something that's happening, then we want to pay attention. So family, this is not something I'm coming to you alone because I've seen a book or I've looked at a movie or video or webinar. It's something that I see, that I experience personally. And not only that, I've coached a lot of people over the last 30 years that have really gone through very lonely marriages and feel trapped and don't know how to get out of it. The beauty about all this is that there's always solution and it's always fixable. But one thing that needs to happen if it's going to be fixable, you have to be willing, take ownership, be truthfully honest about what's happening. But intimacy, anorexia affects people all over the world. Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, India, Ethiopia, Dubai, Pakistan. I hear from people different parts of the world, and people are really hurting in this area. And so I often say in the video, we're more alike than we're different. As I stated in the other 2 videos, please like, share, message me, send me an email at patricia@destinyshaper.org. Let me know your story, how you're dealing, how this is affecting you. Either you're struggling with it or your mate is struggling with it, but you just can't get it right. Usually the one that wants to fix the problem is the one that's hurting the most. The one that are addressing the problem, talking about the problem, bringing it up, is the one that wants the problem to be resolved. The intimacy anorexia just don't want to. They want to come to a level of, they want to give you this much and not anymore. And it's a purposeful punishment. They want to punish you. If you receive love a certain way, they're going to make sure they don't give that to you. They want to punish you. They withhold praise, they withhold encouragement, they withhold a lot of things from you. So today I want to, the definition again, I want to bring the definition again. What is an intimacy anorexia and how does it show up in a marriage relationship? The reason the divorce rate is what it is in the church, they said it is in the world. It's no different. And that was never God designed for marriage. Marriage was intended for us to feel fulfilled. Look, there's no other relationship that if you want to live your values and live right, that you can go have sex with and do anything with and just act out any kind of way. But you can enjoy your marriage partner and you can enjoy each other if both are committed to changing and growing. It's like, okay, if you're a believer and somebody is not, it's not a bad thing, but do you want to grow? Do you want to change? Do you want to become one? And this is not to say that other people are not, something is wrong with them. I'm a Christian. I'm talking from a Christian perspective. I've been a Christian since I was 16. I am grateful that I get to know God, and it's a relationship that I pursue, that I love, that I want to grow, that I want to change. I want to become more like Christ, because when I become more like Christ, then I can, I can impact people and come from a place of of transparency, a place of truthfulness, not a place that I'm living one way in private but another way in public. And I want to write about this eventually. You know, we are public, sometimes we're public success and a private failure. But where it matters is how you show up with the people that you love, your children, your niece, nephew, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, family. Now, family can have their own pathology and craziness and dynamics. But I'm saying that for the most part of it, with your spouse and your children, your grandchildren, you want to show up in a different way. But that's not going to happen if you're not taking ownership of yourself. Look at your parents. What did you like about them? What did you not like about them? What would you not repeat? What would you repeat? And so that's the marker that I use to say, you know what, I'm not going to repeat certain things that was said for me. And there are many things that I would repeat because I love what I saw, and I like the work ethic, the business strategy, not owing people, not having credit card. I don't like credit card. I try to buy everything. If I don't have the money, I don't buy it. So we're talking today about married and alone, intimacy, anorexia. So that we talk about number one, first one was blame. The first one we talk about, you know, you blame your partner. It's always a blame game. You didn't do this, that's why I do this. You didn't do that, that's why I do this. I'm sorry, that was the second one that I addressed. The third one that I want to address in this video is withholding. And intimacy, anorexia, withhold from you as their spouse however you like love to be shown to you. Like some people like affection, some people like gifts, some people like affirmation, some people like encouragement, some people like quality time, some people we like different things. And when you keep communicating this to your mate, they just ignore you. They're like, I don't hear you, see you, or know you. So it's a deflection. They minimize, they ignore, they dismiss. So intimacy, anorexia, they don't want to get better. They don't want to change. Even when they're told by the mate repeatedly that this is hurting me, I feel lonely, I feel abandoned, I feel isolated, they are not addressing it. They're withholding. So let me give you again the definition for what it is. It's an active withholding of sexual, emotional, and relational and spiritual closeness to their mate. They are doing this purposely because you've told them a million times. I know I have told a million times, but no plan to do differently. Or when they do differently, it will last for 4 or 5 days, and then they'll go right back when they see you comfortable and relaxed. And so I always say this to people, that it's not a problem that we have a problem. It's a problem when we don't see the amount of pain that we cause everybody around us by us choosing not to fix a problem that can be fixable. And so if you are dealing with feeling married and alone and intimacy, anorexia, let's check out Dr. Doug Wise' books, Married and Alone, Intimacy, Anorexia. I told my story in the first and the second video. I got up one morning 7 or 6 years ago, and I was thinking about different things. You know, I see couples around me, I see my own life, and I'm like, why is it that we can't have a very connected relationship? What is it? You know, you blame the brother-in-law, the mother-in-law, you blame people, and you're like, you know what? They don't have a connective relationship. What's going on? Is this worth having? That's why a lot of people live home. They don't get married. They coexist. Well, that's not God's way. You know, if we want to live our principles and values, we have to strive to become our best self and to say, what is it that we need to change? So I got up that morning and I was just praying and asking God for wisdom and guidance and help, like I do every day, because without God, I can't make it. And I'm thankful for the Word of God, because the Word of God empowers us to live how we need to live. But a lot of people say they live by the Word of God, but they don't obey. You know, James 1:22 says, do not merely listen to the Word and so deceive yourself, but do what it says. So a lot of times I could listen, but I don't do. The blessing comes in doing. And so the truth be told, a lot of people are living in a starved marriage. We're living in marriages that are not serving us. We feel trapped. We feel like there are no end to this. We just exist, coexist. You feel like a roommate. You feel like you're not seen or known. And that's not the way we're supposed to live. And so when someone chooses to withhold, what they withhold, it's an active choice to withhold love, to withhold any encouragement, to withhold praise, to make notice of what you're good at. And when you as a spouse highlight what you do well, they says you're selfish, you're full of yourself, you are, you think you're better. They have all these things to blame you for instead of taking ownership. But the truth be told, a lot of people are living in a lonely, disconnected marriage. And I feel for you. I want you to know that God sees your pain. If you are in this situation, you can't change anyone. You can change yourself. You can be committed to changing yourself. For me, I've been committed to working on myself. I've been committed to leave a different legacy for my children. And so the way it shows, the whole idea is to withhold touch, love, encouragement, praise, closeness, to withhold that from your spouse. It's a form of punishment. It's a form of starving the marriage of oxygen, relational oxygen, emotional oxygen, sexual closeness oxygen. That is the goal of the intimacy anorexia, to withhold those things. And like I stated in the other two videos, they use anger and distance to keep you away. If you bring it up, they will say, well, you know what, I'm tired. I have to work in the yard. I have to help a lady at the church. It's always an excuse why they can't take the time to connect to you in an intimate, relational, close manner. And that requires work. If any relationship that you have, it's going to require work if you want to have a good relationship. But in a marriage relationship, it's supposed to be beautiful, connected, loving, caring. And so, but intimacy anorexia, they purposely withhold those things from you. They maintain distance at all costs from their spouse. They punish you. They want to punish you to say, I am not going to give you love the way you want to be loved. And let's say they end this marriage and they go into another marriage. You might like touch, but the other person might like words of affirmation. They might like gift giving. They might like quality time. We all have a little bit of all these things that we desire. So it's just not one without the other. But the intimacy anorexia know that this is what you want, but they are strategic in not giving it to you. And like I stated in the first video, they'll give everybody the time. They will take the time to compliment people. They'll take the time to show up for other people when they're there. They're invested in those persons because they have a public persona. They have a public face to show. But behind closed door, they bring crumbs. They bring nothing to you. So you are just coexisting as a roommate in a marriage that is empty, loveless, sexless, boring. And this is not the way we're supposed to live. We're supposed to want to change. And so I'm not talking to you from a place that I am not committed to myself. I'm committed to working and becoming my better self. I'm committed to take ownership of what I need to change. So family, let's do this together. If you're struggling and you're in a marriage, message me, email me, patricia@destinyshaper.org. Tell me your story. Tell me about topics that you want to discuss. There are 10 different signs that you are living with an intimacy anorexia. I shared 3 today. We're going to continue the videos. I do videos every Thursday. Today I did 3 of them. And this is going to be on Facebook Live as well. Let me close with this. The pain of living with someone is excruciating. It is painful. There are no words to describe what this feels like. I feel your pain. I hear you. I see you. And if you need further help, email me, message me, and I can give you some further help. So today we're going to continue on. I want to keep the video to 15 minutes because I want to give people time to look at it. An intimacy anorexia, I'm closing with this, is that they know, the truth be told, they know you're beautiful, they know you're talented, they know you're gifted, they know you are strong, you're kind, you're compassionate, you are innovative, you're creative, but they do not want to take the time to invest in that, because if they do, they wouldn't be an intimacy anorexia. They would be a normal self. And so if you're living with that kind of pain, that type of disconnection, that type of loneliness, God sees you. Cry out to God and ask Him for help. and then get the help that you need so you can continue to change and grow and become your best self. I am grateful today that I have the support of my 4 children, 3 of them my daughter-in-law, 100% support to do these videos. They're behind me. They help me. Without them, I have Damien that is supporting, Lisa, many people that are helping me to do this. I love you, praying for you, and God bless you, and pray that you will find the solution that you need. Thank you.